See, he has good coverage skills, even though they list him as a linebacker. So he has that versatility.
So Matthew Sykes back to return alongside with Cullen Asun. As Nainoa Keahi sends a leg into this one to the top side of the field. This is going to be Asun on the return for a minimal return there to the 40-yard line of Baldwin. And be 1st and 10 from there. As that should be the last play of the 3rd quarter. So heading to one more quarter to go. Your score, the St. Louis Crusaders 54, Baldwin 0. Stick around, everybody, for the last 4th quarter. We'll be right back. You're watching Stadium Star Sports.
Son, we think that you and Island Insurance would be a great fit.
Whoa, I am so honored to meet you, Marcus Mariota. Oh, wow.
You're the perfect candidate for Island's Go Low auto policy.
What kind of rates would I get if I joined Island?
We might start you at $27 a month. Just the lowest rate to keep your car on the road.
Nothing more, nothing less.
Wow.
So, can we count on you to join our team?
Yes. But first, can I get an autograph?
Sure.
Call 643-4000 or visit islandinsurance.com.
All right, and we're back here to Hawaiian Tail Federal Credit Union Field at Aloha Stadium. Ryan Nagano, Mark DeLucchi here to bring you 4th quarter action. As see St. Louis here. Right up the middle is Bates Domingo, the senior. He's in that power back battle with Dominic Tomanico. And Bates Domingo breaking off a run of at least 10 there.
Yeah, that 11-yard gain gets him to the 30. I mean, they've really, again, that's where the line advantage for St. Louis is just so clear. You see it on every play. Huge holes breaking out offensively and defensively. They're able to get to the quarterback or the run anytime they want.
Bonner remains at quarterback, and it's Bates Domingo again there. Again, got close to 8 on that play, and a little bit up-tempo, no huddle here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, giving Bonner some looks in, the traditional Cali offense, right? Moving, run and shoot. Keeping it, making sure everything's active. And, part of it, the hard part about, getting in there at quarterback, if something happens to Cordero, it's going to be Bonner, is just getting used to the pace of calling plays, making sure everyone knows what's happening, and getting ready to snap the ball and go with it. So even though they're probably going to hand it off again here, getting used to getting your signals and working with them is important.
Yep, you're right on the money. Bates Domingo crosses the 20, and that should be enough to move the chains here. Now, one of the observations about the run and shoot, when Cal Lee and June Jones, ran the run and shoot, the quarterback usually will go to the sideline to get the call here. There wasn't really a check with me style that they're employing here today.
Yeah.
What's your insight on that?
Well, I mean, I think it's more of the modern quarterback. They like them making checks at the line. I mean, obviously the great ones at the NFL level and the college level, it's about reading your defense, saying, you know what, I got this call, but I now know something my coaches didn't. Is we see Bonner break off a run of his own after a bootleg, gets inside the 10, and he's out of bounds at the 7 or 8. And so the quarterback now, you're going to have to read the defense once you snap the ball. Now just getting ahead of it, maybe I can read the defense before the snap even comes.
And that may be something that we're going to be seeing as a preview for St. Louis this year with Chevin Cordero and company as we get to check the replay.
And Bonner again, bootleg out right, gets space, runs around. If you're wondering, the clock is going to be running continuously. 35 after 35 points, the only stops are for quarter breaks and a scoring play for an extra point. Otherwise, the clock will be running on a run, pass, incomplete. Is another run up the middle, 4 or 5 yard game. 2nd and goal, it looks like.
Yeah, Bates Domingo there again, getting much of the carries here in the 4th quarter. And Malachi Semo, 5'10", 250-pound junior there on the stop for Baldwin. And that is definitely something that Punahou, I think, really employed over the past several years, is that up-tempo in their offense.
Yeah, we saw St. Louis, I think, take it to a level we hadn't seen it. I mean, last year with Tagovailoa, right, taking advantage of that incredible talent, moving up and down on defenses. And so they're going to try and build off that. Obviously, Cordero is by no means a Tua, but, you know, taking advantage of what that offense gives you.
And just a yard shy there.
Yeah, so 3rd and goal from the 1. We'll probably see another power handoff.
Yeah, that offensive line, even though there are 2s and 3s on that offensive line for St. Louis, mammoth offensive lineman here.
Yep.
As they go on the Tampa right play, and it's going to be Bates Domingo in for another St. Louis touchdown. So they're going to drop a 60 here.
And counting.
Just an impressive display here for St. Louis, and is not for a short of effort on the Baldwin Bears side as we check it out here on the replay.
Dylan Uy-Reynolds, the pulling guard there on the play. Nice job of popping out, taking care of the right side, clearing it out.
See the extra point, and it, wow, it just hooks just inside the left post. And it's been a little bit of an adventure here for the Crusaders in the special teams today.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing I think if you're Coach Cowley, that's really the only criticism you have is you've had some issues on the extra point, especially earlier where Tobias missed a couple. But, I mean, look, you know, coming into the game, you know, Michael and I talked about in pregame, this was St. Louis's really, you know, they should have come in here and blown Baldwin out. They've done that. I mean, it's one of those things. I mean, we're looking at a Lahaina Luna Kamehameha game that's tied at 7, and you probably said the same thing about that one. So the key for St. Louis is you come out and you do your job every week, and they've done it. I mean, they've justified all the hype they've had these last couple weeks, last week against Waianae. So, you know, taking care of business every week. Again, you know, you see Kamehameha disappointing so far. We'll see how that second half goes down.
Yeah, Lahaina Luna, definitely no slouch. D2 champions last year, but they do have a little bit of that wing T offense that I think it's very hard to game plan with, you know, limited time.
Yeah, I've always, we've gone, you know, the run and shoot, and now we're a very pass-heavy, you know, country basically in terms, but I think the smash mouth is something that always gives you see in college, a team like Air Force, Georgia Tech, teams that are always be able, Navy, to be competitive, sometimes even with lesser talent. Lahaina Luna is a perfect example of a team that takes full advantage of that.
And let's see if the Bears can take advantage of a deep kick there, but they're going to whistle this one dead, and a penalty flag will be thrown at the 20 here. So again, more miscues in special teams for both sides, but that's pretty a common thing when it comes to early August.
Yeah, this early in the season, obviously you also might even have some 2s and 3s going on right now, and so and some of the players on special teams normally wouldn't be playing offense and defense. They are this time, so there's maybe they're even more tired when they're
on the
special
receiving
teams.
team. Number 6, half the distance to the goal. First down, Baldwin.
So holding call there, so that'll bring it back to Baldwin will be starting at their own 8. You know, the field position is one of many battles. Baldwin's had been on the short end today, starting pin deep quite a bit.
Yeah, I think it's you know, again, an early August game here. It's not going to really destroy Baldwin's season at all.
No.
In fact, I think it's really going to tough them up here as a great effort here. Little run after the catch there by Malu Plunkett, 5'6" junior, able to get that pass from Otto.
Hey, if they can get a couple, move the chains here, I mean, that's a good sign. We'll see on this replay here again. Drops back. I've been impressed with Otto, especially considering, you know, coming in, you know, there's 3 quarterbacks on the Baldwin roster. The top 2 weren't able to make the trip, and the third's a freshman. So they plug their D lineman, no lineman, or running back. He's their quarterback. So I've actually been impressed with what he's done footwork-wise. Again, he's had a lot of pressure, but he's been getting it out quickly and doing pretty well. Moved the chains there.
Again in the pocket there, and it goes off the paws of Plunkett there, and no danger for interception. It will be second down, and as you astutely said there, Mark, that Otto has done the job here.
Yeah, I mean, again, you know, we talk about this wasn't a situation where Baldwin, you know, I don't think anyone was necessarily expecting them to come in and, you know, really challenge St. Louis, and so the big thing is just getting the experience to get some incredible talent. I mean, this is going to be the best team they're going to see all year. And so to do that, if you come out unscathed, health's the big thing, and that there hasn't been, at least so far, and hopefully it continues, there hasn't been any injuries or overt things there. As Otto breaks off a run here and is tripped up. Great job, again, using his big frame to power through. 13-yard gain there.
Yeah.
You're seeing the heart of this Bears team, too, today.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I think this is going to really going to pay off in spades later on here as you see Otto. That's what he can do here. He's a power back. You may see him in the goal line during the regular season.
That's a very good point. Yeah, putting him down there, third and short, second, some power situations, put him in there. He's a bowling ball down there around the goal line.
So they're going to go in the pistol. Inamoto will be the single setback. They're going to go with trips to the top of the screen here, and Otto here is going to pull the ball down. Actually, still going to look to throw. Now goes towards the sidelines, and he's going to finish off the run very well. And I can see a little more pep in the step here, not only with the players on the field for the Bears, but also the people on the sideline wearing the maroon.
Yeah, and that's the thing, getting some momentum going forward. You'll see on the replay here, a good job again. And this is a good job of the offensive line, the quarterback, right? Offensive line collapses. The pockets collapsed quite a bit today, but making the most of it, giving himself more time. He doesn't actually pull it down to run until very late, still looking downfield. And that's a very important thing for a quarterback.
I think that was a very mature quarterback move there by Otto there. It would be very easy for him to just run from the jump.
Yep.
And the linebackers, the safeties can key on him running downfield.
Exactly.
So good maturation process there for Otto, but he's going to be fleshed out by Vaese, and he's going to walk the tightrope. Should have got knocked for no gain, but he will actually move the chains perhaps.
Great job there. Emmett Vaese, we'll see if we get a replay here at number 6 right there on your screen. He comes unblocked. There's clearly some miscommunication here, and you'll see Vaese count number 6 unblocked, and a great job. Otto realizes it quickly and is able to get a first down. Great job again. And again, this is the first time really all game we're seeing him move the chains, get some momentum going on.
Now, Emmett Vaese is not one of those guys that's been sitting on the bench for years. He actually played considerable time in the state title game because of injuries to Isaac Slade-Matautia and Noah Purcell. As you can see, they're going to go with the big back right up the middle. And I tell you, Baldwin here looking to sniff past midfield here for the first time in a long time.
And, and again, as we'll see on the replay here, powering right through. Early on, they tried this, and it wasn't getting them anything. But here we see Alo Ali Ilaga, the captain, two-way player, got his stuff earlier on the defensive line. He's, again, and that's the other thing about these smaller programs. You see guys playing both ways. You see guys, and again, it shows the love of the game for so many of these people in the state of Hawaii. It's about, they love playing so much, and it's just being on the field, especially here at Aloha Stadium for, I'm sure, especially the kids from Maui.
Oh, I totally agree with that. See Otto here. Latu almost got his second pick of the game there, as they only had really one receiver running a seam route. But there were 3 blue jerseys in that small window, and Baldwin very fortunate to not commit the turnover. Let's check it out.
He'd thrown it a bit sooner. Plunkett actually gets open for a bit, but the pass hangs up in the air too long, and maybe a bit more zip would have been completed. But now still 3rd and 4 in comparison to the situations they've been in around midfield. This is definitely one of the more favorable ones for the Bears today.
Yeah, you can expect that they're not punting if they go on 4th down here. 2:48 left here. Again, we're on running clock here. And Otto here with Langa. And they're going to call their own number. That's Otto there. What a run. Carrying that ball like a loaf of bread.
Give this kid credit. He's fighting through tackles all day. I mean, this isn't like he just got put in either. Doesn't have fresh legs. He's been in the shotgun all day, gets swarmed, runs through 2 tacklers. They're not small guys either. Powers his team to a first down, and they're in St. Louis area. Really the first extended drive and getting close to the swimmers. Their kicker actually for Baldwin in pregame, he actually made one from 47. Actually surprised us with some range, especially for an Outer Island team. So they actually might be closer to range. Get on the scoreboard.
Yeah, we'll see Otto here. Otto again going right down the seam for Plunkett. Trying to beat that cover 2 there, but Latu had that well covered.
Still a bit overthrown there. See on the replay again. The seam, you have a small window against that cover 2 to break it. but you need to be really precise with that pass and just a bit overthrown there. And again, the size is a big thing. The safeties for the St. Louis team are bigger than some of the linemen for Baldwin, and so you know jump balls aren't going to go in your way.
Now Plunkett still will be in the left slot over here. He's been running a lot of yards here today for sure. Otto here, he's going to go sideline. Incidental contact. No, it's going to be pass interference there. So Baldwin went once more to the well to Kainalu Lakno, the 5'11 senior. Let's check it out here.
Yeah, so we'll see. Again, this is a perfect example. I'm sure the coaches will be talking to him after the game. For St. Louis, Kaiser Camber-Cho turns his back on the ball. He's running towards the receiver without paying attention. That's why he runs into him and gets in his way. That shouldn't have been pass interference.
Interference on the defense, number 83. 15-yard penalty results in a first down.
And the Bears here will be on the St. Louis 26 here. Now the clock stops here because of the penalty. And with 75 seconds left here, looking to see if they can get a score. Now they do have the wind behind their back here, so the field goal option may be something to think about here.
That's true. They do have 3 timeouts, so if they do want to max the clock out, get as many reps as they can. But it wouldn't be a biggest surprise if they just let it run as well. Crusaders
here with an edge blitz, and Fayese there causes the fumble. The Bears will fall on it, and luckily it was Jason Kaya, the 5'9 senior, very alert on that play and able to preserve the possession.
Yeah, so now they'll regroup on a second, about 27 or so. Yeah, it's 2nd and 26. Again, that's one you see on the replay there. You know, defensive line coming in unscathed. Odo wasn't able to get away from that one. Guys coming from both sides. The ball came out.
And that's that Emmett Fayese that we're very used to seeing here, flying off the edge like a missile.
We'll see. Only one safety deep. This will be the time to attack downfield, but the pressure's there, and Odo's going to run with it.
Yep, and good job by the linebacking core there, creating that shell defense. And that will be the last play of this contest. St. Louis prevailing here 61-0 over the Baldwin Bears. And just as you mentioned, Mark, this was kind of a game that people expected. And St. Louis followed through with the expectations.
Yeah, I mean, again, this is a state title contender. Some might say the favorite in the state versus an Outer Island team coming in here without its first and second string quarterback. Just an update from around the state. In the third quarter, Kamehameha has opened up a lead. Just scored. Lahainalula just responded. It's 20-10 Kamehameha in the third quarter there. So keep an eye on that game. Looking forward.
Oh, yes. That's what the beauty of these games in August is, when you get these cross-division games here. And the matchups that you probably want to pencil down and think, what would happen if these teams face? So 61-0 here, as you see both teams here for the handshakes at midfield here. And as you mentioned, Mark, injuries were at a minimum, if none at all. So
yeah, so that's great for both teams. You want to come in here, especially preseason, just get in here, get reps, and get out. And I think they're both happy about it.
All right. So we'll conclude things here for our first game here from Hawaiian Tail Federal Credit Union Field at Loa Stadium for the 2017 campaign. For Michael Lee, Mark DeLucchi, and also Thomas Data Jr., this is Ryan Nagano bringing action here. This is a Stadium Star Sports presentation. Aloha.